For example, get an ice cube, no, not that one, yeah, that's perfect, and put it in the sun. The sun will obliterate the ice cube and turn it into water. Looking at the structure of ice and water, we can see that ice is more neatly organized than water, which just kind of goes all over the place. Also, the water could look like this, or even this, but the ice will always look a little something like this. In total, the system went from low entropy to high entropy, meaning more disorder and more possible microstates. This trend applies to everything. The whole universe is on an unstoppable path to higher entropy. It's also the reason why time seems to only go forwards. Practically, entropy tells us that some forms of energy are more useful for doing work than others. Burn some gasoline and your car will move, spitting out heat and gas. That heat and gas is pretty much gasoline, just in the form of higher entropy. And as you can imagine, this stuff won't really make your car move, and the gas won't spontaneously turn back into liquid gasoline, meaning the form of gasoline with lower entropy is more useful for doing work. Okay, but if you put some water in the freezer, will it not decrease in entropy? Yes, but the fridge is not an isolated system and will heat up the room more than it will cool down the water, increasing the total entropy. Want to see some magic? Whoa, what just happened? Some electrons apparently moved through some wires and let there be light. What is going on here? Objects have a fancy something called a charge. It can be positive or negative, or if you have the same amount of both, an object is neutral. Electrons have a single negative charge. The flow of electrons is called electric current. To describe it, we use three parameters: current, voltage, and resistance. Current is the amount of electrons passing through a wire in a given amount of time. Voltage is what pushes the electrons to move, but simply put, it's a difference in electric potential, so you can imagine it as a slope that goes from high potential to low potential, where the flow of current goes downhill. And resistance is pretty self-explanatory.